Last Friday, we got a broad view of the employment situation when the Labor Department released their critical non-farm payroll report. But if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty of what hiring looks like in this country, it's helpful to talk to companies that actually specialize in staffing. And when it comes to the high end of the job spectrum, the 1% jobs, so to speak, nobody's better than Korn, Ferry, KFY. That's the executive search firm with a leadership and talent consulting business. Now, Korn Ferry has been the #1 player in the executive search business for more than 25 years. They are the recruiter. And the company just reported a solid quarter a little less than a month ago. But this has been a tough time for all the staffing stocks, and Korn Ferry is no exception, with its stock down 16% year to date and trading at just 11 times next year's earnings estimates. Let's take a closer look with Gary Burnison. He's the CEO of Korn Ferry, to get a better sense of how this company's doing and what the job market looks like. Mr. Burnison, welcome back to Mad Money.
Hey, Jim, how you doing?
Gary, I got to go right to this thing because I want to talk about your business, but you put out a survey, and it's from that terrific Hay Group that you bought, which showed that some rather remarkable things about what makes executives happy, both what doesn't really make them happy and what does. And I'm just going to give you the floor because I thought that the one that was the least is the one that I thought would be the most in terms of what they wanted.
Well, listen, I think, people don't leave, companies, they leave bosses. That's absolutely an undying truth. And so, with this millennial coming on board now, people want to be part of an organization that has a purpose, that has a why. And, that's what we're seeing. And we're also seeing that employees want to be developed. They're looking for alternative ways of keeping them engaged and motivated.
But the fact is that what I thought shocking was that pay and compensation came in last. That only 4% of the people cared about that the most.
Well, look, it's never about the money, but it is about the money. I mean, money's in the top 5, but it's never #1. I mean, people want to be part of a winning team. They want to be stimulated. They want to be loved. They want to know that what they do matters to another human being. And they want to be developed. Those things tend to rise above money. Listen, money's important, but it's not #1.
All right, now let's talk about both the margin trends and the revenue. Your margins are extraordinary. Some of the analysts felt that the revenue trends aren't as strong as they expected. And I'm wondering, if first of all, if you think that's the case. But second, if there's something, some malaise in the economy that we are kind of trying to deal with when we see the employment number being pretty good but not great.
Well, look, we've transformed the firm. I mean, today, 50% of our business comes from an advisory business around strategy and organizational design. That's completely new. And you look at our workforce of 7,000 today, literally 4,000 of them are new in the last 4 months. So we're going through a transformation, taking this great brand, as you pointed out, that's associated with the 1%, and now we're making that much more elastic and not just finding great players for an offense, but helping a board and CEO actually design the offense.
Well, let's talk about that because I followed you internationally, and it looks like that some of your international, the way I look at Korn Ferry internationally is it's almost like you're kind of a combination banker, advisor, consultant, and recruiter. And it just seems like it's a very broad mosaic that you set out.
It absolutely is. But as a CEO, strategy is one thing, but 90% of strategy is execution and 90% of execution is people. So linking those two, the intersection of strategy and people, that's what a CEO plays in all the time. That's what a coach plays in. You'll see it tonight, in the Final Four. That's what it's all about, marrying those two.
It's interesting you mention that because I think Jay Wright is kind of what you're talking about, the coach of Villanova. He's trying to be able to create a team. And it's obvious from your work that people are seeking that a team environment. And that's when they come to you looking for help. They're asking what place is most like that.
That's true. I mean, people don't fail or succeed because of technical skills. They largely fail or succeed because there wasn't this culture fit. The team didn't gel. As a team, right. There wasn't that chemistry. It's the same thing in the corporate world, right? You've got to create that mosaic of culture that anchors around a common purpose.
Do you think that some of the let's say the firings in the financial sector have hurt the general 1% kind of recruiting that you have to do?
Oh, for sure. I mean, the financial services is a very, very small part of our portfolio. It's about 14% today. 30% of the portfolio is in industrial. And the thing that I'm most excited about is healthcare. Healthcare is only about 7% of our top line. But if you look at the U.S. economy and consider that 20% is going to be in healthcare, we're looking to add $200, $300, $400 million to that part of our business.
Well, last question. Given the incredible total addressable market, do you think that people are just kind of confused about the what your numbers will look like with Hay Group? And because I think the multiple's way too low of what people are paying for your future earnings, given how you've transformed the firm.
Well, look, we just added $100 million of EBITDA through this combination with Hay Group. And I think the overriding question that everybody has is, is this the end of the inning? Is this the seventh inning or is it the fourth inning? Is this the end of the cycle or not?
Well, I got to tell you, I don't understand why your stock's this cheap because you've really transformed the firm. But in the meantime, look, let's let people decide. That's Gary Bernstein. He's the CEO of Korn, Ferry International, KFY. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Jim.
This is a very cheap stock, and I scratched my head all weekend trying to figure out why it is. Maybe the reason is because you should buy it. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.